It's been about 3 years since the tragedy at Sandy Hook Elementary, where 26 people were killed, innocent people, mostly children. Now, we had 3 years since then, 3 years of numerous mass shootings. And of course, we see the same sort of conversation taking place. You have President Obama and those rational people on one side saying, hey, maybe we should do something. We don't have to go overboard. We can have some common sense gun regulation to try to keep guns out of the hands of people who are disturbed, who are looking to do harm. And then we have the other side that says, no, we take the Second Amendment absolutely literally, and we should have no regulation on guns, nothing. Everybody, in fact, everybody should get a gun. And this is according to Wayne LaPierre. Remember, he said, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun was a good guy with a gun. So obviously, we need to give everyone more guns. Because if we just all had more guns, nothing bad would ever happen. Well, now there's some data on that says, no, that's not exactly the case. Now, according to data, having a gun, being a good guy with a gun, and using it for self-defense, yes, there are cases out there. There are certainly a lot of cases out there where a gun is successfully used in self-defense, as some of these numbers would show. And this is from FBI's homicide data. But there's also a recent report from the Violence Policy Center, which, by the way, is a gun control advocacy group, that says, we often have more homicides and suicides than we do have a good guy with a gun defending himself or others. And they kind of break down the numbers from the FBI's homicide data. Now, in 2012, there were 8,855 criminal gun homicides in the FBI's homicide database. However, you had just 258 killings by private citizens that were deemed justifiable defense. Now, the FBI defines justifiable killings as the killing of a felon during the commission of a felony by a private citizen. Now, that works out to one justifiable gun death for every 34 unjustifiable gun deaths. You've got a 34 to 1 chance of having an unjustifiable gun death compared to a good guy with a gun justifiably defending himself. Now, this isn't an advocacy position. These are just facts. Take this information and apply it as you will. I've often said, we actually don't have a gun problem. What we have is a math problem. You have more guns, you have more gun deaths. In this case, you have more guns. We have over 300 million guns in this country. We have more unjustifiable homicides. Now, if everybody had a gun, sure, you would probably see an uptick of justifiable gun deaths, but also, especially when you look and compare the numbers, you're going to see a lot more, probably an exponential more amount of unjustifiable gun deaths. If more people have guns, you're going to have more gun deaths, both justifiable and unjustifiable. Now, there's other math that says, hey, look, if you get rid of guns, you'll have more attacks of other types. That's also true. In places where you have done gun control, you do see attacks of other types. But see, the difference is, and these are facts, this is not an opinion. The difference is that knife attacks are not as deadly. You don't have mass knifings where massive amounts of people die. Or when it does happen, it's incredibly, incredibly rare. Whereas in America, you have hundreds of deaths every week. Those are numbers. Those are facts. And whether you like them or not, facts are facts. And now it's on us to determine whether or not what we want to do based on the information. Now, as to my personal opinion, I hope we can do something. I don't want to take the Second Amendment away. I don't want to take your guns away. I want to do something sensible to reduce the number of gun deaths. And you do that by reducing the amount of guns. Less guns, less gun deaths. It's a math problem.